everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights 2. Last episode, we went to speak with, oh god damn it. Why am I already blanking on the name? We literally just spoke with him. Lord Nasher. We went and spoke with Lord Nasher, who decided to knight us. And we also found out that we are currently being attacked by the King of Shadows, who is really actually sieging us. We need to do something about them, and that involves preparing up the fort. And it appears we have a conversation to have with everyone.
We heard about what happened at Castle Never, the attack. It's good to see you're all right.
To attack Castle Never? The King of Shadows? Garius? Oh, they're getting bold, they are.
So, did you get any gold along with the knighting ceremony? I mean, not that you'd carry it with you, since I already checked your pockets and your bags.
Nishka.
What efforts are being made in the war? Will Nasher commit his forces? And what of Waterdeep and the Lord's Alliance?
Know that word of all of this has traveled before the Kalakcha. Our duty is to carry the battle to the King of Shadows, his servants, and gather others who feel the same.
Nasher wants me to find a way to kill the Shadow Reavers.
No, that will not be easy. Every time they are struck down, they reform. The only losses in battle with them will be ours.
There must be a way. Evil always has a weakness. We just have to find it.
Well, that's the trick, isn't it? The thing is, how long do you look and where?
Pardon me, but sometimes these things come to you. I mean, we can't be the only ones the Reavers have threatened or hurt. We already have crossed paths with a bunch of allies and people and sorcerers and sages we never even knew before. And we did much of that through serendipity. So have a little faith. Maybe an answer will come to us.
Know that this may be the best we can hope for. We should search, but the problem of the Reavers may be one that only time can aid us with.
So that's the game telling us that we shouldn't bother searching for that, it'll come to us in time, I guess. We have to find some way to penetrate the claimed lands and strike directly at the King of Shadows.
The claimed lands kill all life that enter it. We wouldn't be able to reach the King of Shadows in time. The movement through the mare is never swift, even in the best of times.
If there's a path at all, we'd still need to know where we were going. And even then, we'd probably die getting there.
I don't think there's an easy path. As much as I hate to say it, I think we should ask Aldenon for advice on this.
And Nasher also asked me to bolster Crossroad Keep's forces by forming alliances.
Alliances are made to be broken. If agreed to at all, good luck trying to get anyone to join our side in these times.
Clan Iron Fist will help. They may take some convincing, but they wouldn't back down from a fight if they thought it was just.
The lizard folk should not be ignored. They once made their homes in the mare, and the King of Shadows has driven them out.
The lizards?
Their history with settlements along the mare is bloody. But they are fiercely territorial and are likely to hate the King of Shadows even more.
And we could look at last for the Wendersnaven.
Oh, gods.
No, they're not gods. They're the Wendersnaven. They exist, even if you can't see them with the eye, or touch them. They see all, know all, and have incredible powers. If they are on our side, we have a good chance of winning.
Oh, really? And how do we find something you can't see or touch and most likely exists in your head?
There's two sages at Portlast that are said to know something of the Wendersnaven. We could ask them.
Then it seems we have a number of roads open to us, and an army to build.
Indeed, we do. We have much to do. And it appears there's a few people here. Naval. Well met, Captain. Nasher has assigned me to support your efforts here in Crossroad Keep. I've spoken with Vidal. He informs me that he has the resources now to rebuild the ruined tower in the courtyard. It is your choice, of course, but I would recommend building a guard tower for the Nine to use as a base of operations. Well, Lord, I'm still preparing my forces. Bevel. I heard you were the Knight Captain of the Keep, but it was hard to believe. Nice to see you, Travis. Bevel. It's me, alright. I left West Harbor and came over here. I'd heard about the war, so I decided to don the gray and do my part. Georg was plenty steamed, but I kept thinking that West Harbor wouldn't really need me. Not as much as you would, anyway. Near as I can tell, I must have left town just before, before they all died. I'm sorry about your family. I remember how my mother cried when I left. She was so sure she'd never see me again, and I told her, "Mom, I'll be fine. I'll be with Travis. I promise I'll be fine." And I was right. And so was she. Have you heard about any other survivors? I don't think your father was there when it happened, Travis. He left town when I did, even walked with me a ways down the road. Hardly said a word, and he wouldn't tell me where he was going. He just disappeared into the swamp. I'm not sure about any other survivors. Tarmus, maybe. He came to my mother one night, very late, and said he had some arcane way out of town. I guess he was offering to take us with him, but he didn't know where we'd end up. Mom said he was crazy and tossed him out of the house. I didn't see him around town after that. How did you find out about West Harbor? It was just rumors at first, and I didn't believe them. But then that companion of yours, Bishop he calls himself, he said you'd been there, seen for yourself. After that, I didn't see much point in holding out hope. What will you do now? Kana's been having me patrol the walls, but I think she plans to make a sergeant out of me. Seems militia experience is in high demand here. I'll remain here, Travis, for as long as you have a place for me. You have my vow on that. And I'm glad to have you. Thank you. Zahavi?
What is your will?
Do you have any news? If Amanjaro completed the 5th part of the ritual, then what can we do?
That is not known to me. If this one, Jero, has done what the Reaver said, then without him the rest of the ritual of purification is useless. The part of the ritual he performed can never be done again. He is the only one who can help us against the King of Shadows. What is not known to me is the motivations of Jero in this war. As much as the ritual is incomplete for us, it is incomplete for him. From one act, he has bred many questions.
Can the ritual be transferred from one person to another?
No. Another could have performed the ritual were the statue not shattered. But now that path is closed to us.
So I need him to help me perform the ritual.
That is my belief. Without him, then we are lost.
Farewell. Eleni, do you have anything to say?
Is there something you need?
Let's see. Do you know anything about
Some
the
of the
lizard
lizard
folk?
men of the mare are trained in listening to the land. But some merely pray. Many of those who listen are now gone. Entire tribes who have vanished.
I think maybe we've already spoken on that, but I guess we don't have any more information there. We do have a ton of things to sell. Some of it I'll keep, because I don't know, someone may need it. I was stationed on the mare for years. Nothing good ever comes out of it. Well, except for you, of course. You've trained these Grey Cloaks into fighting men, though, and if the battle comes here, they'll do right by you. I'd like to see your wares. Specifically, so we can sell all of this. And I'm going to silently cut it while I sell all these things. There we go. We'll give the items that I have here to the people who need them after. Let's continue on. Master Vidal has news. You have been knighted, Captain. This changes everything. Everything, don't you know? And this pile of rubble will no longer do for you. Oh no, everything must be pristine for our glorious knight, Captain. So, if you ask, I will mention to the stone quarries exactly who my illustrious patron is, and I will get you stone. Imagine what we can build. What can we build now? There are two great buildings that are rubble now. One used to be a guard tower, the other a church. They will be important buildings for your keep, so you should find people that could use them. Many people would clamor at the chance to be here, so choose wisely. Who would be interested in the church? Funny you should ask. I've gotten a couple requests while you were away. The The first request was from Ivar the Blessed, a holy priest of Tyr, who says he'll set up a mission here if we restore the old church to its former glory. He even offered to help pay for rebuilding the church. The other offer comes from a monk named Roland. He says he's the master of the Sun Solar or some such, and he's looking to pass on what he knows before he dies. Beyond building the church or converting it into a monastery, I'm fresh out of ideas. We can also rebuild the guard tower for the Nine. Any ideas what we could do with the tower? Perhaps Sarah Naval could use the tower for something or other. There are probably more that are interested as well. I'd like to rebuild the old church for Ivar. Yes, that is easily done. Rebuilding is easy. Trivial, even. Alright, rebuild the Church of Tyr. This will be one of my finest works, just you see. Gladly. Oh, wait, please, Captain. I've been waiting to extend to you an invitation from Luskin. We have pressing business, which does not include invitations from Luskin at this time. I'll thank you to step aside. Very good. Yes, fine. I'll just wait then. I'm guessing Aldenon. Oh, well met, well met. I say, there sure are a number of visitors dropping by of late. Ah, Aldenon. I heard you had found something. No doubt something I'd want to hear, since it will no doubt put my life in jeopardy soon enough. Yes, well, I do have news. You see, I've made some progress in finding a way to breach the claimed lands and enter the Vale of Myrddlein. One of 3 challenges solved, really. Tell me about your breakthrough. Well, you see, you won't turn into zombies once you enter the Vale of Myrddlein, which I think is quite a good omen. Omens aren't good by definition, Aldenon. Oh, of course they are, especially with a little milk and Duskwood jam. Wait, what? But you see, the life-draining effect of the King of Shadows isn't stronger in the center as I expected. It seems to be strongest at the edges of his territory, where it spreads outwards. So while you couldn't walk there, if we could hop over the wall, so to speak, then that would be your best chance at striking at the King of Shadows. Why would that be? I am not sure, only that it is true. The King of Shadows' hunger is less at the Vale and stronger near the border of the claimed lands. Oh wait, I think I get why. He was once a guardian meant to protect the ancient empire. And you protect with strong walls, not with strong innards. I think. It may be because he's already drained the life from the Vale outwards. More lives around the edges, so maybe that's where the effect is concentrated. Kind of like the delicious icing on a foul dark cake. Cake. So you mentioned that was the first challenge. Getting there, you see, is the problem. To do that, we'd need to create a portal, and then tell that portal where to create its other end. Can't just have it appear anywhere, you know. It has to appear in the Vale. And how would we do both of those things? What do you need to create a portal that's large enough? Well, when Garius invited me to his keep... Kidnapped. Yes, when Garius invited me, one of the tomes he had me translate was a fascinating work called the Tome of Iltkazar. Garius has the tome. Yes, he was using it to transport legions of blade golems to and from the Vale of Myrddlein. There's no reason we couldn't use the tome to create the same portal, and use it to hop into Myrddlein as if we were golems. Except that Garius, or one of the Shadow Reavers, has the tome, and is probably using it to control the golems. Yes, but that's a minor inconvenience, one of many which I'm sure you'll be able to overcome. Alright, I've heard enough. Let's go. Thank you, however, for your time. Now, I believe we may have information here.
They're back.
It's me, Captain.
Oh.
You got the letter about the King of Shadows, right? Brother Maxwell and I have had some fine adventures since then. We're hoping you have another quest for us.
Don't forget Huan and Condriel.
Of course. And them too. So, do you have any jobs for us?
Choose your words carefully, Captain. With this lot, a misplaced word could send them to the 9 hells.
Can you honestly handle adventures now?
We're not as able as you and your companions, Knight Captain, but after all the quests we've done in your service, we can handle adventure.
Of course we can, Brother Maxwell. We can handle, I don't know, dragons, demons, or whatever and whatnot you need dealt with.
Okay, the King of Shadows was once the guardian of the Ilfarn Empire. We need...
Ilfarn Empire, you say? Guardian to boot? We have a new quest.
You really should let the captain finish.
Candle, Juin, prepare the horses. We ride immediately.
Don't you think we should ask?
We've tarried here enough, Brother Maxwell.
Yes, Darid. Sorry again about this.
Oh, bloody hell.
Hopefully they'll stay out of too much trouble.
Yes, hopefully they don't burn down an inn again. I have informed the men that their captain has been knighted. The keep is not only yours by duty, but by right as well. When we first met, I could tell that greatness was inside you. As always, I am honored to serve. How may I be of service? Give me a report. Morale is average. Unit strength still low. Land security is high, but I need to get it higher if I can. Otherwise, things are going to go bad. Road security needs to improve too. I have news from Lord Nasher. A war levy is being collected from all farmers and merchants. Half of this task will go to Lord Nasher, the other half to the local lord or knight. It's your discretion how high the levy is, although Lord Nasher expects a certain amount of gold from each landed knight. How much do you want the levy to be? I'd like to spare my farmers from this levy. That is extremely generous of you. I'll send the coin to Lord Nasher shortly. Alright, give me a sec. Sorry, I was checking something. Alright, I have a Greycloak report to you. In the surrounding lands, our patrols have helped end the bandit and monster attacks. The farmlands are safer than they've been in generations. Alright, I want to talk more in depth about the men and their sergeants. What of Bevel? He said his only experience at West Harbor was in the militia. If all harbormen are as tough as you and he, what I would give to have more. He's experienced in combat, and he has natural skill at leading men. He'll make a capable sergeant with training. But more than training, there are undercurrents in him. He wobbles like an ill-balanced blade. If those are addressed, he'd become even more capable. What's he being trained in? I had planned to train him to lead the patrols on the high road, but as always, if you have other orders, we can have him recruit more, train him on road patrols, specifically in tides, make sure the high road patrols encourage more merchants, lead the patrols in the countryside, or special assignments. I'm going to have him help us recruit. I can see your point, Captain. I believe he has a way with people. Are you sure about the training, Captain? Once he's trained and assigned, we can't effectively put him on something else. I'm certain. Excellent. I'll see to it at once. Alright, how battle-ready are they? Okay, they're good. Let's change subjects. Give me a report again, I want to see here. Alright, give one more patrol to land security. Actually, no. Have them try to recruit more Greycloaks. Get some help from that. That should be fine. Okay. We should speak with Guyven here. Fair journeys, Captain. What can this old traveler do for you? I found some place that might interest you. Oh, really? Tell me a tale of your travels. I found Amon Jarrow's haven. Ah, yes. I visited many a wizard's sanctum in my time. They are rarely what you expect. Guyven reckons you've seen enough of Hill and Vale for me to share a thing or two with you. You're barely a pathstalker, really, but Guyven can tell you of a life of wanderings. Sit down and listen for a spell. And that's how you can live off the earth. No matter how desolate a place looks, there's always some life to sustain you, if you know where to look. Oh, you've tired me out, pathstalker, and that's enough talking for me for the present. I've also visited Lord Haluath Never's tomb beneath Castle Never. Lord Never's tomb? It's a strange sun elf that chooses to be buried so far beneath the sun, but you might understand if you knew what he went through in his lifetime. According to one legend, not sure how true it is, Haluath Never and those that followed him fled Neverwinter Wood, which was then called something unpronounceable by my tongue. Their ancestral home had been sacked by the orcs, goblins, and the barbarian hordes that dominated the Sword Coast in that day. After a long bloody journey to the mouth of the river leading from the woods, Haluath planted his sword in the ground and called this the winter of their journey. Lord Haluath assumed that this would be a graveyard for his people and mark the end of his line of elves. In despair, his people dubbed this land Never's Winter. Then a group of human cast-offs from the south came along, and the two peoples formed an uneasy union, and built ramshackle defenses. When the ravaging hordes came for them, the humans and elves stood together, and against all expectations, they prevailed. Human and elven blood bonded in that battle, and after the victory, they decided to remain there and build a city called Neverwinter. You're a real traveler, you are. I'll tell you a secret. What about Crossroad Keep? Been here before. A terrible war with the King of Shadows raged through here. The captain at the time hid something of value before his men were slaughtered 201. Check just outside your walls at the base of the second tower north. You might find something of interest to you. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. Let me take a look at the basement for a sec. I want to see if there's anything in here. Like Kistrel, for example. Kistrel chitters excitedly and holds up the completed cloak. Thanks, Kistrel. I'm sure I'll put this to good use. Kistrel hands over the cloak and chitters happily. Kistrel's cloak. This spider silk cloak was carefully and lovingly crafted for you by Kistrel, the giant blue spider who's taken up residence in your keep's basement. The cloak shimmers in the light, and you can feel a magical aura radiating from the cloak. How Kistrel managed to accomplish this, you have no idea. Dark vision, freedom of movement, and spell resistance. Okay. Well, let's move on. We have people we need to collect, and we have to take care of getting our companions settled in. Has there been a change? No, no change. We're fine. Huh?
Metallurgy, thaumaturgy, yes, you heard me. Building a golem, I hope, will serve thee. No, that rhyme doesn't quite work, does it? Maybe if I use alchemy...
Either way, it won't work. That construct you're messing with, Gnome, it's dangerous.
Ah, this is in safe hands, Sir Bishop. Gnome hands, as it were, being my name.
How reassuring. I'll be sure to remind myself who's to blame when it turns on us.
Oh, there is little fear of that. I think. Any accomplished craftsman takes care to put safety wards so that they might command their own creation.
That's as comforting as leaving the village idiot in charge of a trebuchet.
Oh, come now. That's hardly a proper analogy. It's more like leaving the village idiot in charge of a huge savage, nearly unstoppable wolf, who can only understand simple commands like kill, or stop killing, or, oh no, put both halves of that man down this instant. But really... this blade golem is such a gentle, unassuming creature. It would never do something so horrible, would you? Construct? Would you?
So what you're saying is if you're killed, we have no way of shutting this thing down.
Oh, no. The wards of command aren't cued to my voice. Only the words matter. Much like one would utter when using a wand, staff, or other device. Anyone can use them. It's only a matter of knowing what they are. I imagine that's how the construct was issued its orders from its awful masters.
Hate to have that happen again, provided they don't already have the backup wards already in place. That's what I would do.
You really think they might?
It always pays to have a second who knows the commands, Gnome. Especially if there's any chance the creator could be killed or wiped out. Otherwise, you're leaving yourself vulnerable.
I hadn't considered that. But what if I was harmed, unconscious, or, my word, even killed? Why, the consequences could prove disastrous.
They could. But you could always take precautions, provided you knew someone you could trust.
Oh, Grobnar, of all people. Anyway. Let's move on. Vedal! The construction is complete, Captain. I am eager to hear what you want us to do next. Ah yes, I have made some good news. Since Nasher has made you official owner of this keep, you now command the resources of all the quarries in this region. Okay. Yeah, we already know about those. Let's move on for now. I may rebuild the tower, but I think there's some... Dagon!
I see the moon has been at your back. You look well.
Dagon, it has been a long time.
The mare has grown dark, and many villagers needed help in leaving before it was too late. And I have sought the scent on the breeze to learn of the Dark Hunter, King of Shadows. More can still be learned in the mare, but I have discovered something and had to tell you at once.
Tell me what? If it's about West Harbor, I know. I saw it destroyed.
I heard one of the scouts was asking about me. Oh, well met. You're Dagon, aren't you? Your son has...
I am Dagon, yes. And you are Eleni, of the Circle of the Mare.
Once of the Circle, yes. What do you want?
What do you want with Eleni?
It does concern her. It concerns you both. As I hounded the trail of the Dark Hunter and his minions, I came across something I thought lost. The druids of our lands, the Circle of the Mare, still live.
That's impossible. You're mistaken. If they were alive, I would know.
I can only venture to the swamp for brief periods of time. The reeds and waters feast on the living now. I followed the druids, and they had a ritual I think sustained them, even in the claimed lands.
The Circle! They must have found a way to restore part of the mare. Keep it from the influence of the shadows. If so, we need to find them. They can tell us more about what's happening in the mare than anyone. And if we can get them to ally with us, we may even be able to stop what the King of Shadows is doing to the land itself.
If these druids are as powerful as you say, they would make valuable allies.
That was my thought as well. Thank you for understanding.
Then you must make haste at once, if this is your course of action.
Thanks for bringing us this information, Father.
No gratitude is necessary. We are at war and it must be done. I will mark the location on your map. As for now, I have other duties in the defense of the Sword Coast and this keep, and I must see to them.
Your father's not one for showing emotion, is he? It's difficult to see how he raised you, and you turned out so different.
Dagon has a good heart. He sacrificed much to raise me properly.
He certainly did. I, for one, am pleased with the results. Regardless, we need to find the Circle. But as for reaching the location, that could be difficult.
I thought I heard the cries of a damsel in distress. Someone had to fill Chandra's role, eh?
Bishop, this doesn't concern you, so stop spying on us.
My dear, with you around, it pays to be extra watchful. I like to keep an eye out to make sure you aren't trying to play our leader for a fool. And because you don't always fasten your robes as tightly as you should, sometimes I catch a glimpse of other secrets.
Bishop, I swear. I suggest you watch your tongue.
Oh, I will. But before you reprimand me, why don't you find out if you need a guide first, since your father seems so anxious to get away from you? So where are these friends of yours, Druidess? I'm sure we're all dying to know where they rabbited off to.
They're in the mare, along the northwestern reaches, near the settlements the orcs attacked many years ago during their incursion into Neverwinter.
I suspected that might be one of the places. As for the incursions, it wasn't just orcs. That's near an area the King of Shadows isn't likely to have claimed. Yet. Might be a good staging area to look for your dead druid friends.
Dagon says they're alive.
Maybe for now. Still, if you want to go, I can guide you to a safe port on the edge of the marsh.
All right. That would be welcome.
Did you just offer to help, Bishop? I'm not sure I heard you right.
It's not me you should be suspicious of, but that's up to you. And it doesn't sound like we've got much time. Something tells me those friends of yours may have to move around a lot if they want to avoid the shadows.
Yes. Bishop's probably right.
All right then. I'll set out now. I'll start scouting the path, and join up with you only when need be. It'll save us all a lot of time.
Pardon me, Captain, but if I could just, have a moment of your time...
If you don't want a dagger between your ribs, I suggest you ask for alms elsewhere.
Oh, bloody hell. He just doesn't get a chance here.
Everyone, follow me!
Well, Eleni's with us. May as well level her up. Alright, is there anything I can give her? We got a +2 scimitar, +1 light shield. I can give her a belt.
Yes.
I have a belt I can spare.
Listening.
Your command.
Okay, are any of these scrolls good for druids? Yes, there, Stonehold. Ray of Enfeeblement, Bard Sorcerer Wizard, Bard Sorcerer Wizard, Bard Sorcerer Wizard, Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard. Druid, there we go. Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard, and this is probably Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard. Okay. I don't think she has a helm.
Everyone, follow
Nope,
me.
she does.
Your
She has an
command.
intelligence helm. Alright, I think the rest of these we can kind of hold back. So I guess we'll go there pretty much immediately, basically. There's one or two things I want to check first. Okay. I want to actually take a look at the temple here now that we have it. I mean, I can. I may as well. Episode's gonna go a little longer because of it, but Ivar the Blessed. This home you've provided me and my people is beyond any of my expectations. We are unworthy of it, and thank you. The Reverend Judge Uskar sends his greetings. He speaks highly of you and your works. As for the church we build here, we plan to help tend to the needs of your people, both with the blessings of the divine and work, as measure of thanks for what you have done for us. I'd like to know more about you. I come from the Great Rift far to the south. My brother and I left there years ago, filled with dreams and vigor. Our numbers have grown with Moradin's thunder blessing. So many young old dwarves like us left to seek a place for ourselves outside of Underhome. Gralvin and I were not so fortunate. A paladin of Tyr avenged my brother and took me as an apprentice. It is a painful way to find one's calling, but I have found my path. Can your church help the keep? Kana has thoughtfully provided a merchant who will sell our remedies and enchanted items to the people of your keep. We can also prove most effective at tending your injured. When battle comes to your doorstep, know that my men and I are not ignorant in the arts of war. The pursuit of justice is not for the weak of heart or hand. Thank you. And incidentally, it is possible, if you're a paladin, to get a quest here to, I think, find some great sword or something. I don't know exactly. Which is part of why I considered getting an actual sword, but playing as a paladin. But I ended up not. If you choose to build the monk's monastery, you get something else. You get the ability to buy monk stuff, and I think get some training. Who is this? This is not suitable, not at all. Why did I bother coming here? Excuse me? You are the master here. Perhaps you could tell me why the portents borne by the astral winds have brought me to this place when it lacks a respectable wizard's tower. Why do I need a wizard's tower? Why? So you can take advantage of my services. What services do you offer? The services of an archmage, of course. The portents tell me that you could use one of my power to bolster the defense of your keep. In exchange for all that I can offer, I wish to use this place as a hub for my study of this plane's peculiarities. Tell me about yourself. All in time. I am Star Tyr, and that is enough for you to know at present. Now I must return to my home in Sigil. You may gain my services by constructing a wizard's tower with the following specifications. I require a fully functional wizard's tower with lodging for one, space for research, and access to assistance. I will be scrying you to know if you have accommodated my needs. Once you have done so, I will learn of it and come to live here for now. Goodbye. So we could make a wizard's tower or a tower for the 9. Honestly, I'd probably go for the 9. If we make the wizard's tower, we will have a useful bit of assistance, but I still think I'd rather go with the 9. Hello, this appears to be what we're looking for. A light crossbow. Hold on, let me identify. I still have the Nomad's Ring. Oh, I know how that goes too. It is Crossbow of the Unicorn, plus 5 attack bonus and uses haste. Interesting, but I don't think we're going to use it. Probably something to sell. That said, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Next episode, we'll equip all of our companions and immediately go and help out Eleni, because she is one that I believe most needs the assistance. We don't have much time otherwise. That'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I'm Chester44, that is Travis, Ignam, and Eleni. This has been a Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights 2, and I shall see you all next time.